Wrapping up HawkTalk tonight, live from Catahoula's in Monroe. HawkTalk brought to you by St. Francis Medical Center. They're suited up and ready to meet your unique healthcare needs. They put in the hard work because when it comes to your health, every day is game day. St. Francis Medical Center is proud to be the official medical provider of ULM Athletics. Also brought to you by Guerrero & Guerrero, proud to be the official law firm of the ULM Warhawks. Go Warhawks and go Guerrero. Talking now with sixth-year senior pitcher Carson Orton, the Oklahoma City native, joins us, and Giggles, as he is more commonly known by his teammates and his coaches, joins us. And I actually had to take some notes because there are certain things I wanted to ask you that, you've done the post-game interviews before, but that's the setting where, I'm glad to talk to you guys, and let's talk about a win, but I also want to go home. So, we cut those a little shorter. We got a few minutes tonight. We got till the top of the hour. So let's go through a few things. First of all, I'm going to keep it on the baseball side to start off with. I mean, your signature pitch, this is your fourth year here, your signature pitch has been your cutter all throughout your career. How did you go about developing your cutter? What's kind of the story about that becoming your signature pitch?
Well, in high school, it kind of did both. It ran and it cut. Didn't really know where it was going. And when I got to junior college, they told me I needed those strikes to play. So started trying to throw strikes, and it just naturally started to cut. And then I had elbow surgery and came back, and it just stayed as a natural cutter. So it's pretty much I'm throwing a four-seam fastball, and it just cuts.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I know this year, too, talking to Coach Mack before the season, he mentioned, you were working in, you were trying to get that changeup going a little bit more. And, just how much have you tried to develop that second, that third pitch to try to help you in some situations, too?
Well, last year we were messing with my slider grip and tried it out. It was a hit and miss, and we would fall back on the cutter. And then this year we kind of messed with the changeup and threw it twice, and one got hit to the wall, the other one I spiked. So we really didn't go back to it, and we just stuck with the fastball, and I went back to my slider grip I had in high school, and it played decently well off my cutter because it had a little more depth.
There you go. Well, you mentioned, Coach mentioned, I didn't realize Giggles went back that far, that it went back beyond it goes to high school. Okay,
yeah.
so give us the origin story of Giggles then at this point.
I always was laughing, and one of my buddies named Blake called me Gigglebox, and that's kind of where it started. And then went to junior college, and they asked me what my nickname was. I said it's either Cheez-It or Gigglebox because my high school coach thought it was funny that I put Cheez-Its on my turkey sandwich one day.
Oh, my goodness. Cheez-It.
So we're not doing Cheez-It, so we'll stick with Giggles.
Oh, man. I might have to bust out a Cheez-It this weekend. Goodness. Okay. So that's where Giggles comes from. You've mentioned JUCO a couple times. That's back in my home state of Kansas at Cowley College. What kind of led you to Cowley, first of all, and end up there?
Well, in high school, I had some cool places I got to travel to for visits, and junior year, I tore my knee up in football, and all those schools backed off, and talked to my high school coach, and he's like, well, junior college, you can get in and out quick and get a lot of innings. So that was the idea, and we started doing stuff with junior college, sending videos, and he said Cali wanted me, and he said that's probably the best place to go because they all they do is win. So I was like, sign me up, and we ended up there, and I loved it.
Here's your pop quiz, okay?
Uh-oh.
You're talking to a native Kansan here, okay? The proper pronunciation of the town, the full name, not the nickname of the town, the full name of the town where Cowley College is located.
Arkansas City, Kansas.
No,
Cali County, Arkansas City, Kansas.
Kansas City, Kansas. Because you're on the Kansas side. It's Arkansas City, Kansas.
Well, I was always in the Oklahoma side, going back and forth.
We're a little different. We pronounce it a little different in Kansas, the river and the town. So, but I wanted to see if you ever picked that up in a couple years there. But
never did.
You're close enough to the border there too, in Ark City too. But no, I had to give you the quiz there. Now we've talked. You mentioned high school, Heritage Hall, Oklahoma City. That's a fantastic school. Academics, athletics, everything. I mean. The football program there has been phenomenal. Baseball program there has been phenomenal. This is where my gift comes in tonight. And for compliance purposes, if compliance is listening, this is not a monetary gift. There's no monetary value to this at all. So we've got a history, Carson Orton. We go back. I first found your name in the fall of 2016 when I had arrived in Weatherford, Oklahoma to be the sports director of the radio station out there. And I'm the voice of the Weatherford Eagles and Southwestern Oklahoma State Bulldogs.
The I-40
and
Classic.
I don't want to make sure, and I called a couple I-40 Classics. I want to make sure I got 4 unique sheets here for you because I got 4, and I'm going to look over these myself as well. And we're going to talk about these. These are my spotting charts from the 2 football games I called that you played in. And so at high school, I don't have a ton of notes, but I did have a little bit of stats that were on Max Preps.
Okay.
So Carson Orton, the defensive end and wide receiver at Heritage Hall High School in Oklahoma City.
It's crazy to see.
You know, a 6'2", 225-pound defensive end, and I thought more impressive wide receiver. Now, you got a lot of accolades at defensive end, but – you know, even as a junior that you didn't start, at this point, this is halfway through the season. You guys were winning by blowouts, so you already had 24 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and a sack already by game number 5 when you were visiting what is now Woody Roof Field in Weatherford. And then your senior year, you were a starter on defense. You had 30 tackles by that point, a tackle for loss, a sack, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. And as a wide receiver, to that point in the season, you had the longest touchdown reception on the team, a 47-yard touchdown catch at that point in the season in which Weatherford came to Heritage Hall. So I go back to, I mean, you mentioned some of these guys earlier and how you got the Giggles nickname and all that. I mean, so you've got the 2 defensive charts, the 2 offensive charts. How much, I'm going to start with this, how much did football maybe help you in baseball? How much can football help you in baseball?
It helped me a lot. I mean, I guess footwork.
Yeah.
You start there. We do footwork drills constantly, working on getting around people and driving for 5. You're always down there doing something. And then, of course, you have the mental side. You get hit in the mouth, and it hurts sometimes. You just got to be able to jump back up and do it right back to them. I think that correlates to being on the mound. You know, you walk somebody, you got to take it off the chin, be ready to face the next guy. Or, you know, the outing doesn't go as planned, you get pulled and you get hit in the face. I think football correlates in more ways than you think of the mental side to baseball.
Who's your comp as a wide receiver? Who's your game like as a wide receiver?
Gronk, because I had a Gronk spike in the semifinals. That was our coach didn't like that one. I did get to go back in, but they yelled at me for that after I scored.
But, you know, you guys, the 2 years I saw you, those 2 years Heritage Hall had to bump up from 3A to 4A because you guys were just too good and winning too much. So you guys, you know, you have all that. I mean, you go to an ultra-successful high school program like that, you know, not just football helping you in baseball, but how much does all that success and tasting success as a team help you not just take your game to the college level, but just in life in general too?
I'd say it's like a mentality. It just wore off. I mean, going there, all we did was win, and everyone there is a winner. I mean, everyone's successful in life, and no matter what aspect they're in, and the ways it helps you, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain being there. It just gave me a platform to understand of what it takes to be successful, and they show you the way, how hard you have to work. I mean, the football team's in there every day in the summer, every day in the fall and spring. Baseball is doing the exact same. I mean, it's just the amount of work they put you through just can't be beat.
Now, I know I had to have called a couple of baseball games of yours as well. I don't have anything from those, not in my archives like I do the football charts. But, you know, to go back in baseball, too, I know you guys came out to the I-40 Classic, like you mentioned, and play out, you know, I think you guys played Kingfisher, if I recall, for the championship one year anyway, and I think I called that. But, you know, and then I saw you guys, too, at the 4A state tournament that year, too, that Weatherford went, and you guys, I believe, played Bing in the championship and lost to Bing.
Yeah, Roman fan soccer through that game.
And I mean, and you saw Roman, too, when ULM played Oklahoma State. Roman was with Oklahoma State at the time. I mean, you've been around some of those guys as well, but you know, Heritage Hall baseball-wise, like you said, you were throwing, you mentioned it, you know, you didn't know where it was going in high school, but I mean, Heritage Hall baseball, too, just how much did that program set you up? And you got to play in the field, too, there. You know, you got to swing the bat a little bit, too.
Yeah.
I don't remember you as a hitter. How good were you as a hitter back in the day?
I saw a thing the other day. It was a 430 average halfway through the senior year with 10 doubles and 10 home runs and 19 doubles. I wasn't terrible, but I mean, I don't think my bat was fast enough to move on to college.
Knowing Coach Fed is listening to this right now,
Do
you need to swing the bat this
I'm
weekend?
I'm ready for it. I'm ready. I've been ready since I showed up my freshman year here.
I mean, Nick Judy's got the chance last year. I mean, somebody's got to have an opportunity at some point. But, this team, and I talked about it with Carson Jones here a little bit as we talked with Carson Orton, Giggles. You guys, it's a group of 14 of you. You've been part of the retirement home to have, the sixth-year senior pitchers. So you guys all live together. You bring in Dalton Burrell out of the kindness of your hearts, even though he's only a fifth-year senior. How much has that, those friendships that you guys have been around this program forever, all of you. I mean, Cam's been here longer than any of you guys, but, I mean, it's still 4 years that you guys have been together for the most part in that group. Just how much have those relationships meant to you anyway and to this group?
I mean, they're lifelong. Like Coach Fed says, I mean, we'll be at each other's weddings. And then, I mean, Carson Jones, I mean, he's been there since I've shown up, and he's been more than what I can ask for as a friend. He's helped me through a lot, and like Coach Fed said, Barlow's a man you'd want anyone like your kid to be with. He's perfect. Trey Lindsay can be stubborn, but he's perfect in his own way. He's found his path, and I'm happy for him. He's going to be a coach, and I think he'll be a great coach at that because he knows how to win and he knows how to do it the right way. And Stevie's going to be a detective, and I think that fits him perfect.
Oh,
I think he's going to be
that's fantastic.
Perfect detective.
Absolutely. If you started a Warhawk baseball football team, I mean, obviously, I hadn't put this together. You got Trey Lindsay as your quarterback, and you're there's the tight end wide receiver type, man. I mean, that's a pretty good place to start.
I don't think I would be a wide receiver just because we don't have enough big guys. You have me, Shaw, Brink. I'm trying to think. That's about it for the line. I mean, then you got Nar as a tight end.
Yeah, you got to bring him on somewhere.
Yeah. Then you have Blaze and Monts. Monts would be a really good slot receiver, I think. He's quick and he's tall. I don't know. I think we'd we go get a flag football team, go and play 7-on-7.
Maybe that's what you guys do now. Now that this is over, you could there's no eligibility rules there other than you guys just got to take a class or something. Just take something simple for 3 hours and go do rule intramurals or something.
I'm for it. Go play some slow pitch.
There you go. There you go. Giggles, congrats. A great career here. I mean, I didn't even mention the records. 90 career appearances. Nobody has made more appearances on the mound. 21 saves, second most in program history in a career. You've had a fantastic career here. Looking forward to seeing you on the bump at least one more time this weekend. And best of luck in what you've got in store moving forward as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Carson Orton with us here on HawkTalk.